My goal is to catch up on books that I bought in the last couple of years but have never completely read. That's my objective. My goal before the end of this month is to complete this book. I need the laugh and the levity, but really the truth. Amber Ruffin, very one of the best comedians out there. You probably heard her. I think she was on Jimmy Fallon's show. I don't really watch TV anymore like that. You'll never believe what happened to Lacey. These are some crazy stories about racism, but probably not so crazy right now. Anyway, this section, Getting Followed Around by J.C. Penney Security, a retrospective. There's Tom and Jerry, Sonic and Robotnik, Sherlock and Moriarty, and Lacey and J.C. Penney. Let me tell you a Ruffin family classic. We are having a day at the mall and it's very fun. I'm walking around with Lacey and Mom and our brother Jimmy, shopping for a swimsuit to wear on vacation. I'm a kid and Lacey is an old teenager. We are in J.C. Penney. Now, we aren't going to go blasting brand names all over the place. That's not what this is about. But if you've been followed around by loss prevention in a particular store enough to make it a whole part of a book, I think it's okay. They're so famous in my family that we changed their old jingle from J.C. Penney doing it right to J.C. Penney up against the wall and spread them. To be clear, these few times are a fraction of the times we were followed around in this store. Look, here's a graph. And then she shows several stores: Walgreens, J.C. Penney, Sears, Dillard's, Burlington Coat Factory. No one has ever looked twice at me in TJ Maxx. I can count on one hand the times I've been in J.C. Penney. I don't shoplift, but I could have robbed them blind. And yes, the most is that big national drugstore, but that's a whole different thing. There isn't a black person alive who wasn't followed around at the big national drugstore. I don't recall being followed around at Walgreens. For one thing, I stopped going there years ago on any consistent basis. They were too high. Like J.C. Penney, it may be a special roughin' thing, but big national drugstore is all of us. Quick story within a story. Our sister Angie was so fed up with getting followed around big national drugstore that her junior high school friends would go there with their one white friend. They'd enter separately, and the black girls would go up and down a lot of the aisles and be followed by security. I already know where this is going. Around the store. Meanwhile, the white friend would come in unnoticed and take a ton of stuff. She learned how to make racism work for you. Notice how we don't use their name, but do use J.C. Penney's name? That's how bad they were. Okay, so we're in the girls section at the quarter. J.C. Rockin' Penny. As mom is finishing up with Jimmy in the boys section. I really got to read this book. It's probably more relevant now than it was when I bought it like 3 years ago. We are looking at swimsuits when Lacey is approached by a guy who looks like a teenager with a shopping bag, a long ponytail, tan polo with khakis, and a walkie talkie on his belt. He comes up to Lacey and is like, J.C. Penney security, come with me. Now, I'm freaking terrified. Mom isn't there, and this man is trying to get us to go with him to a second location. And I've evolved since. But the first thought of a 10-year-old me when I see this guy is, he's a white man with a ponytail. He's going to kill us. And on some crime show, the one lesson I got is never go with somebody to a second location. All the joys. I'll finish this tomorrow. Hmm. That's what you get for Femi by the seat of your pants.